Weapon 3.
Hi, this is Double1975, and today I'm bringing you a video about the Enfield and using the Enfield as the gun in Black Ops 1. It's one of the most useless assault rifles in Black Ops 1, and that is for a reason, because the actual gun was considered to be a very bad one. It can only be used if you're right-handed because of where the cartridges eject from. You cannot use it as a lefty. It's a multi-role assault rifle that was designed by Enfield for use by the British Army. It was much maligned because it encountered a problem where it wasn't particularly reliable anyway, but when it encountered sand and dust, it was terrible. It was very much designed for a purpose, that purpose being, before this, you had longer rifles and submachine guns in a squad. So a British Army squad of soldiers would go out on patrol. Some would be riflemen with long-range weapons, and some would be submachine gunners with short-range weapons. This was designed as a multi-role weapon, so everyone in the squad was able to perform both roles. Now, this was because at the time the British Army were very much engaged in urban warfare on a regular basis. Those who know British Army history will know through the 80s and 90s, being in an urban situation was kind of common for British squaddies. May have been a place they went on tour to on a regular basis. Now, they wanted a gun that they wanted a rifle, an assault rifle, but when you went close quarters, it wasn't completely useless. So they developed this system very much like the AUG, where all the gubbins is behind the trigger and the barrel's very short in front of the trigger, so when you turn a corner, it doesn't take ages for your gun to aim the way you want it to face. If you turn a corridor with something like a FAL, for example, it would take forever for the barrel to look into the room. So the bullpup system, like the AUG, means the barrel sweeps in a lot quicker, like it's a submachine gun. And in single fire mode, the Enfield rifle was still actually very accurate. It was a very accurate gun, especially in single shot mode. It was maligned for its, basically it was maligned because it was shit. But it was mostly maligned because it wasn't an accuracy issue that was the problem with it. It was purely reliability. It utterly sucked in the desert. And things got so bad that the Enfield was sacked, basically, and the whole thing had to be rebuilt and redesigned by Heckler & Koch. And the SA80A1 is the Heckler & Koch version of the Enfield rifle. They did a lot of improvements, a lot of modifications, but it still can't be used by anyone left-handed. It's just crazy to me that the entire British Army have to use a right-handed gun. So I don't know what you do if you're a lefty squaddy. I really want to know. I haven't met any lefty squaddies. But it doesn't make it's a ridiculous thing. It is a really ridiculous gun. I love using it in Black Ops 1 because it is a challenge. It's also nice and refreshing to use something different. And the majority of people you run into on Black Ops 1 use one or two assault rifles. I'm just as bad. I use the AK 90% of the time, but most people will use either the FAMAS or the Galil. That's the main two. Usually suppressed, normally in a corner with Ghost on. So when they get killed by someone running around the middle of the map with lightweight on and using an unsilenced Enfield, it does confuse the shit out of them. They aren't sure what to make of it. And when that person starts beating them, they all, like in this game, rage quit. You'll notice anyone that I killed earlier in the gameplay with like gamer tags that looked like they were in game battles, matches, teams or something like that, the type. They usually have like two names. One name sounds remotely twattish. They're the sort of kids that rage quit games because they want to protect their KD, whatever, or they don't like getting beat. Don't know what it is, but they just always run away. And it's always the guys with like gamer tags like mine that are left to carry the can, that are like, the older guys that don't give a shit and are just playing a game because it's a game. I felt sorry for that guy. I don't know why that guy kept struggling to kill me with a rapid fire MP5. Really, that's a beastly, nasty gun, so I don't know why. But you can see what I mean about the barrel on the SA80. It was short, so you could go around corners and bring it to bear very quickly. The fact it couldn't be used in the desert at all was an issue. The fact it was unreliable as fuck was an issue. The fact the British Army would have probably preferred to have an AK-47 made of balsa wood and designed in 1947 over the SA-80, does really show you that it had issues. So as far as it went, it was a disaster as a military rifle, but it is quite fun to use in Black Ops 1. That's all for this video. Thanks for watching.